besties. Oh gosh. Okay. So here we go. I'll move my yarn before I show this. It looks so good. I'm so happy with it so far. This is all bent up, but like I should probably like block some of these. This one's like super crooked. This one could be straighter. This one looks fine because you can't really tell. Like you can see the black and it looks fine, and the white is like kind of blending into the wall, so it's looks fine. But yeah, like it is a little, this looks a little crooked to me right there, so maybe that's something that I should do at some point. I do have a steamer, but I don't have a blocking board, so it's like, is that something that I need to get? Could I just use like cardboard or something? Like, I don't know. Anyway, so I didn't post yesterday. I was mostly just doing this. I actually got a little bit further. So I finished the row that I'm doing now, but I realized I didn't have this. You can barely see it because it's on the light pale. It's like the white stripe of the lesbian flag, but it's like a peach. But it's, yeah, this pixel, I didn't have it. So this just went straight up. And I went to go like do the next row, and I was planning it, and I was like looking, I was like, wait, so this one goes, this shape is right, this one is supposed to go, there's only one pixel on the end, and it's supposed to be on top of another one, and it's like, ah, and I was like, I could probably just keep going, but like the thing is, there's like 4 of these shapes around the sun, and they're all like the same. Am I backwards? Am I? Yeah, this is backwards. Like, what the heck is going on here? Yeah, so there is going to be, once I'm done, for ideally symmetrical shapes. So I had to undo 4 rows because I'm using this little pattern that I stole from Pinterest. I just like copied it down. But that's only 25 by 25, and like this one's 60 stitches, and this is like 16 in this is a smaller yarn though, so it's like this is the same size. So this is 16 stitches in like size 5 yarn, and I was like, I don't want it to be like a little bit bigger than that. I want it to like cover most of this wall, like so I decided to just multiply it by 4, make it an even 100, and I had a big thing of white yarn like this, but like I'd used some of it, so it was kind of, I did the center pole. I was a center poler at the time. I know, crazy, right? We all change. Just kidding. If you're a center poler, that's fine. Live your life. I don't like it. I saw people doing it online, and I was like, I should be doing it too, and I'm a yarn baller. I started saying this one time and then got distracted, but like my aunt, when she taught me how to crochet, or she taught me how to knit, but yeah, she said you should always, like, before you start knitting or working with yarn in any way, you should roll the yarn into a ball, because while you're working, if you come across like a knot or something, or like if you just leave it in the skein and then like yeah, if you're doing a center pull, it's gonna like kind of hollow out and like cave in, and like it might, if you take it like in a bag with you somewhere, it might cause some issues. So like just like always roll your yarn into a ball. Which I don't think I did this one because of that. This one I was working on it. I got like a pair of knitting needles again, because I did learn how to knit, but only like the one simple like knit stitch. I didn't even know how to purl, let alone do like anything else. Like kind of, this isn't something that I knit, but like something like that. Like I see that kind of stuff all the time, like the cross, what are the cable knit? I don't know. There's a lot of stuff about knitting that I don't know. And then I got into crochet, and I'm like it just makes more sense to me. I've heard other people say that about knitting, and I'm like, that's weird. And then I've, like, when people say it about crochet, they're like, yeah, I started crocheting or I started knitting and then like I started crocheting later, and it was like, this makes more sense. And like to me, knitting takes forever and crocheting like feels like it's a lot faster. So yeah, I was crocheting for a while, and then I just wanted to like branch out a little bit and go back to knitting for a little bit, and so I got like circular loops and was just knitting in the round. And then I figured out how to do a purl stitch. So, oh gosh, I have this little beanie which I was doing a knit purl 2. I was like knit 2 purl knit purl 2 2. No, yeah, but I messed up kind of. So like when I would flip it in and out, like when I was just starting it, because sometimes I was like, I want the work under the needles, and then I'd go and then I'd flip it back and work the other way. And then like as it gets longer, it's like easier to just leave it down, but like I don't know. And then when I started leaving it down, it left this like weird little like mark here across, so I learned not to do that. But like yeah, on the other one I was just doing the basic knit stitch all the way around. And I showed it in a video recently, probably when the one called Frogging the Sun, but I don't know. So yeah, I was just like in the around, and I thought I could like make it into a shirt maybe or something, but I was like, I really don't have a use for this. And then when I was running out of the other, like before I frogged the sun, I had like a different skein of it, and this one's a little bit smaller. They're like the same size now, and I've already done all of this. Like with this, well, this one had like a little bit, if you can tell, there's a factory knot in there, right there. It switches from like purple to orange really abruptly. So that was kind of, I was like, maybe I should have just started after that, but yeah, just like cut the knot and then like worked from the beginning of that yarn, I would have had a little less. But I like how it's turning out now. And also, when I did these when I did these 4 rows earlier, and then like before I frogged them, I made a little circle because this is the middle row. So it's like, I wanted the middle of the sun to have like a little circle in it too. And then I just decided I'm not gonna do that this time, because you could barely even tell, because it's the peach. I happened to be on the peach kind of this, so it's like not enough contrast between the white and the peach to really even be able to see it. And so I'm like, there's not really a point, like but I am an astrology girly, and so like the glyph of the sun is just a circle with a little dot in the middle. So I was like, I wanted to do something, like I could just do like the middle, like 4, and then I was thinking maybe like 4 stitches, and I was like, maybe I should just do like the whole middle box or something, but I don't know. I could do that right now. This is my time. Okay, I already passed it. No, we're not gonna do it. But I would be on the right row. So since I'm doing like 4 stitches per pixel, if I just did like 1 row normal, and then like the next row, just the middle 2 stitches, and then the next row, the middle 2 stitches, and then the next row normal, I would just have like a little dot, a little point in the middle, which is probably more accurate than a little circle. Last time I did like the 2 middle stitches on the bottom row, and then the 2 outer ones above that, and then the 2 outer ones, and then the 2 middle ones again. So it was like a little circle. Yeah, just because it's the astrology glyph. But I did crochet, like I just had a bunch of yellow yarn that I didn't know what to do with, and so I started with black in the middle to make the circle, and then did like as much yellow as I had in a circle, and then went around with black again. So I just crocheted myself a little sun glyph. So I don't necessarily need it in there. Like I've already like been there, done that, you know what I mean? Like so yeah, I think I'm just gonna go with it normal, especially just because the peach is there anyway. Like if I had if the purple was there and the contrast like just looked really good, I would keep it, but it was an idea and I'm getting rid of it. Yeah. All right, what should we talk about? Okay, so obviously, as I said, it's like the lesbian pride flag, because I'm pretty sure I'm a lesbian, although, and then I started talking about this earlier too, and then I kind of like got sidetracked, just like with the details, but I said I've been watching Queer Collective, their videos, and like when I started watching like, so it's like a couple and they do a podcast together, and when I started, well, they've been posting for years, so like I started watching it like last week maybe, but yeah, like the first video I saw basically, they're like two lesbians, and then like one of them later was like, oh, I'm bisexual and non-binary, and now, so I'm like, I don't know. I just keep questioning like if there is potentially a man that I could like, but like, I don't know, I've tried enough times, I think, dating men to know that it's not for me. That's not what I want, but that's not what I want. But then it's like the person who came out as like non-binary eventually, I don't, like, she seemed, when they were a lesbian, they seemed very sure that they were a lesbian, and then they're sure that they're, but like, I don't know. I just wish I could like fast forward like 10 years and be like, what, okay, because I'm 30 right now, and like that's like old in straight people years, but like for queers, that's like a little baby, like I'm just a little baby gay. I know some people don't like that term, but like, yeah, that's how I feel, so yeah. I also, okay, yes, since I moved the yarn to the other room already, but like I also have the bisexual yarn from Joanne. It's like just purple. It looks like two shades of purple and blue to me, less than like pink, blue, and purple. Whatever. They obviously weren't going for accuracy. I think it was just like they just wanted, they're like, gay people spend money, let's make sort of gay, like you wouldn't know if you weren't like in the queer community that like most of the yarn was like pride flags, because you wouldn't know what the pride flags look like unless you're like in the queer community probably. So I don't know, I feel like it's kind of just the gay yarn was a scam. But I don't know, I bought it anyway, and it's so soft. It feels so nice. And I like the colors, like they're just very vibrant, so if it's a scam, I bought into it and I'm happy that I did. But okay, the point of me bringing up the bisexual yarn was that I was thinking yesterday, so I'm like, I'm doing the sun in the lesbian one, and I'm like, I could do one of the moon, and I could do like a black background and then do the bisexual yarn for the moon. And then it's like the sun is a lesbian and the moon is a bisexual woman, obviously because she, like, Sokka and her were in love, but then she also likes girls. So like it makes sense to do the moon in the bisexual yarn, and like what else am I gonna do with it? So yeah, I'm probably gonna be working on that next. Tune in next time to find out. Just kidding. I'm probably, I don't know, I might be able to finish this today. Do I have plans today? No. I don't think so. Yeah, I'm excited. I'm gonna have like, so I'll put them like next to each other, and then, because if you haven't heard me say this before, I just wanted something more colorful, because this is like my piano keyboard, whatever they call it, digital keyboard. I think when I was looking it up online, I needed to search digital keyboard to get what I was looking for. So yeah, my digital keyboard, so it's black and white, and then like my room has a lot of just like wooden stuff, like my dresser obviously right here, my bed's wood, like the door and the window frames and stuff are all wood, and the windows, is it door frame and the windowsills and the door and the floor, like it's a lot of like neutrals and like black and white, and so it's like I want something like colorful over here, and then I went and did that. So, but okay, I was also thinking about moving all these little cats, the cat ones, and like I'm working on another one, and then I have one more planned, which I think I talked about yesterday. But yeah, I think I might move those like down on the wall, you know, like so that the cats can see them. Because I saw that probably on Tumblr a long time ago, but somebody had like art on their walls, and then they had like a little like cat art section, and it was like smaller little pieces, and they were like lower down on the wall, and the cat was like looking at it. I was like, oh my gosh. So I don't know, that just like popped into my head, and I was like, I should move those down for the cats. And like it's just like not coming out the way that I hoped it would anyway, so it's like and I have these ideas now. So but then like when I'm actually playing the piano, I wanted this for my, like, I'm also making my second album that I'm working on. I have one about Valentine's Day, and then I have one about it's about a girl that I had unrequited feelings for, but there's a lot of like sun imagery, I think, like my life revolves around you kind of stuff, and like just you're a light, like the light of my life, kind of like, I don't know, I feel like a lot of it just goes back to the sun, and so I just like was calling the album The Sun, although thinking about calling it like Love at First Sight or something, or like Light of My Life. But I don't know, I'm still working on it. But anyway, like when I put my camera, like my phone, like right here, and record myself playing piano, and then if I put it on that wall back there, then it'll be in the background for that. But I might just move it when I'm ready to film that, because it's gonna be a while. Because first of all, I need, well now, okay, the date that I wanted to release it has come and gone, and I don't have enough storage on my laptop to even make like just edit videos anymore. I can't airdrop myself any more videos, and like I can't use my editor. Every time I like make an edit, it pops up telling me that it can't save my progress, I think, and that might have been my fault, because I was going through deleting stuff trying to make space, and I deleted a folder that I think might have needed to save stuff, but also like there's not enough space for me to even send myself another video still. So yeah, I can't edit videos right now, and so it's just like not happening, which happened before with the Valentine's Day album. I had it all written and stuff, and I was like starting to release some of the songs, and then I just like didn't, I was like, no one's even like watching these, so I just like didn't do anything. And then Valentine's Day came and passed. I'm like, okay, and then like I came up with a plan the next year to like start doing covers in October, because the first song I released is called Annoying Creepy Scary, so I'm like, I'll release that like around Halloween. And then the next one I do is called All Worth the Wait, which is about how like we met in October, and like we've like all this time, like Thanksgiving's passed, Christmas has passed, New Year's has passed, and like we haven't like spent that much time together, but like Valentine's Day is coming up, and so it's like a really hopeful one. So I'm like, that one's gonna come out February 1st, because like Valentine's Day is on the way, you know. And then so the rest of the album is gonna come out Valentine's Day, and so I did those two songs, and like they just didn't really get any reaction, any like views really. I think one of them got like 4 views, and then the third song was called Blue Skies, and it's like it's the 14th of February, feeling extraordinary, and just all about how like it's Valentine's Day and like how exciting that is. And like, so that was, I was like, I'm gonna release that one February 13th. And then like, yeah, that came and went, and I was like, I released like the, I took a video of me just playing the guitar for it and released that, and like that didn't get anything. And I'm like, okay, well, I don't really have anything else to like put out right now, I guess, anyway. But like, even if I did like put something together, like it just like, it's not going anywhere, you know? So then I was like, I'm gonna do Annoying Creepy Scary October 1st. No, not October 1st, but I started doing covers of like creepy like Halloween themed songs, like any way I could get. Like I did like Ghost by Halsey, Frankenstein by Rina Sawayama, and I did like 2 Taylor Swift ones. Like I was trying to do Haunted. I was looking for the chords to play Haunted, and I found a YouTube video, but it was kind of like bugging me. Like I don't know, there was something that I was like having trouble with, and like I didn't feel like she was explaining it well, and so I was just like, okay, I gave up. But I did 2 other Taylor Swift songs. So yeah, I just and then Vampire by Olivia Rodrigo, and I had more plans here. I was gonna do 2 other songs called Vampire by, I think it's Dominic Fike, and then Vampire by Antsy Pants. And then I was gonna do Vampire by Olivia Rodrigo, just like get up excitement for just the Vampire cover, and then the Vampire cover would be before Annoying Creepy Scary. But like that, it was a lot. That was a lot of stuff to do. So yeah, it ended up being like half of that. And yeah, I was gonna do the 2 Taylor Swift songs and Haunted. I was gonna do all 3 of them. And then the 3 vampires, and it just like ended up doing just the Olivia Rodrigo Vampire. And it didn't get as much attention as I was hoping, but it was kind of like older at that point, and like already I'd seen a lot of covers of Vampire like when it first came out, and I was like, why is everyone fucking covering it? Like it's a good song, but like I'm tired of like hearing these covers. So like I thought maybe I'd waited until like the annoyance died down or something, but you know, anyway. So yeah, but I did start gaining followers slowly. It wasn't like I was hoping like I'm just gonna do Vampire and then everyone loves Olivia Rodrigo, or like she's super popular, like so this one might get big, and then my original song Annoying Creepy Scary will get big, and then like everyone, but like it wasn't that fast, you know? But like by the time Valentine's Day came around, I got like 300 views on my Valentine's Day album, which I was excited about, which also I was like really sad like after. So I posted it, and then I had like these plans to tell a bunch of people, like I was gonna send the link to like everyone I've ever met basically, and be like, hey, I just released this album, go listen to it if you want, huh? But like I don't know, it just became like an overwhelming task because I did plan on sending it to like so many people. But yeah, it was so I kind of like just sent it to a few and then like kind of gave up. And then like slowly, like as other people, like if somebody texted me like within that week, I would have been like, hey, did you know I released this, haha? And then yeah, so I got like 300 views like the first day, which was a lot better than the year before, and I was happy about it. But then also after that, it was like then I opened Instagram because I was done with it like the night before and just like had it ready like in the queue or whatever, had it scheduled. That's what they call it on YouTube. Queue, what is this, Tumblr? So yeah, I had it scheduled, and so it like posted in the morning, and I was like, well, I watched it probably on my like other account to like and liked it or whatever. And then like as the day was going on, I would like open Instagram and see people posting about their significant others and stuff, and I was just like, okay, spoiler alert if you haven't seen it yet. If you didn't go watch it immediately when I started talking about it, it's about me getting dumped on Valentine's Day. So then yeah, I was seeing like everyone post about their like happy relationships and stuff, which like I know in my head that like couples fight and like they're only posting the good times and not the bad times and stuff. But I was like so sad. I was like, I'm so alone, and all I have is this like album about getting dumped like on Valentine's Day 2 years ago, and like what have I done since then? Nothing, except write an album about it, you know what I mean? But like romantically, like nothing has happened since then, and I just have like nothing else going on, and it's just like, oh my god, I'm so lonely. And then everyone's posting these pictures with their relationships, and it was just like so sad. And I was like, I would rather be in love than have this like stupid album about Valentine's Day. Like yeah. But then like the next day I was like, okay, whatever, I'm happy that like I'm proud of it, you know? Like there's this one, I saw like a TikTok of one specific night of Taylor Swift was at like an award show or something, and someone's like, she was wearing like a blue dress and her hair was like up in a ponytail, I think. Do you know what I'm talking about? They're like, Taylor Swift was like, I forget what the caption was or something, but they're like, she did not come to play this to this event, whatever. Yeah, I don't really keep up with like that kind of stuff, like award shows or whatever. But yeah, I just saw this compilation of like things that Taylor Swift said like that one night, and she's wearing the same dress in all of them, so I'm like, okay, this must be like all the same. Yeah, but she was just like being really snarky and like kind of like, someone was asking her about like her failed relationships or whatever, and she's like, the best relationship I have is with my fans or whatever, that's my longest best relationship. I was like, you know what, that could be me if I don't just like give up and be like, I'd rather be in love, you know? Because like there's nothing I can really do about that. Like I can't just decide. I mean, some people might say like, if you want to manifest love into your life, then like you should be able to do that, and like if it doesn't work, then you just have like some sort of block or something. But it's like, I don't know, I don't believe that. Like I'm an astrologer, and so I believe like it's about timing, and so it's like I could go out and like go to a bar or a club or something and try to meet somebody, but like I don't believe that like if they're the right person, like they'll come to my life without me like it'll just happen, you know? I won't have to like work for it. Like it'll happen when you least expect it, you know, that kind of thing. So it's like I could go out to bars and try to meet somebody and just like date around, but like I just feel like at the end of the day it's just gonna like cause more pain to like me and the other person when like I you know, like when the actual time comes and I meet the person that like I am supposed to be with, like it's just gonna like complicate things. What's up, little kitty cat? Meow. Do you want to come here? Come here. This is Wasabi. Wasabi, say hi to the folks. It's folks with an X, just so you know. Just to be annoying. Just kidding. Yeah, I remember seeing a post like people are using folks with an X, and then someone's like, folks is already gender neutral, you don't need that X. And it just like clicked. Well, I don't think I'd ever seen anyone do it. I don't know. It's been a while. What? Ah! Oh my gosh, little kitty cat. Anyway, do I want? No, I don't want to keep working over it. Okay. So yeah, I haven't frogged the other, if you saw the one where I was talking about my plans for the other cat tapestries that I am doing and want to do in addition. I have one that's like, so I have a darker blue yarn. I was gonna do like the light blue one here, and then the medium, and then the dark blue one. But I felt like it was weird to have this like awkward gap between this one and then have one over here. I was like, that's weird. So I was gonna just put this one here, then move it when I was done. But yeah, so the darker one, and it's gonna be the dark blue cat and the white background, but then I ran out of white, of course, since I've already done 2 tapestries with it. So I have like most of a blue cat is like the head. I have like 1 row of the head done, I think. So I have most of that with a white background and blue cat. I'm thinking of taking it out so it's like half and half with like the blue cat and then white and then just like a different background up top, and then do a 4th one, so that would be like here maybe, and then or like the 4th one, I think I would move that to the top and then have the 4th one be like the gray that I use with like all 4. I'd use the white, light blue, medium blue, and the dark blue, and like an ombre kind of, either for the cat or for the background, and then the gray would be the other, whichever one I don't use. So if you have any ideas on how you think that could go better, and I showed it in, like I said, I think it was the last video, but I'm not sure. It's like right at the beginning though. But if you have any tips or ideas or suggestions or whatever you want to call it, let me know. But I'll probably like just start working on the bisexual moon. But then the thing is like, am I just gonna do a circle, or am I gonna do like a crescent moon? And then it's like, if I do a crescent moon, it's gonna be a lot of black and not a lot of the bisexual colors. So it's like, do I want to do like a fuller kind of moon? Like, I don't know. So if you have ideas on that too, I'm gonna look on Pinterest for more grids. That's like, yeah, that's where I found this one. There's a lot of grids. I think I started talking about this and then I think I gave one suggestion. Oh yeah, I said the LOVE thing, like one square says L, one square says is a heart, and then one says V and one says E, and I wanted to do that kind of like this kind of color scheme. Or then I was thinking I could do like black, black, white, white, and like L in the black, E in the black, and the heart and the V or whatever in white, or vice versa, like whatever. And then yeah, maybe like switch around this one and the bisexual color scheme or something for the letters. I don't know, something fun like that. And then there's also a bunch of like SpongeBob like SpongeBob meme ones. Like, this isn't a meme, I guess, but my dad has the first dollar he made. He's a plumber at his plumbing company, like his first dollar. I think they wrote him a check and then they like also, this is a symbolic dollar. But it's like my first dollar, and he hung it up in a frame. And then I saw a grid of the first, like Mr. Krabs's first dollar in his frame, and I was like, that'd be so funny if I crochet that and then like put it right next to my dad's like framed dollar. So I want to do that. And it's like the SpongeBob money, so it's got like the little shell. It's so cute. And then there's like all kinds of other things, like, oh, like the Squidward's painting, like bold and brash, more like belongs in the trash. That was probably a terrible impersonation of that, but you get what I am going for. But yeah, I think that'd be funny, the little, like the yellow background with like Squidward going like that, like whatever. That'd be fun. There's also the one of SpongeBob with like the pink glasses that have like the big things on the side, like going, like, you know. Oh, there's like Hades Town ones, like just like little figures of all the characters, not all the characters, like the main 5. And then they had that for like Heathers too, Hades Town and Heathers. I've talked about Hades Town a lot. I haven't talked about Heathers. I kind of technically did, because the first cover that I did when I was at, like the one I did on October 1st was Heathers Is Meant to Be Yours, which I did talk about this in a video before, not on YouTube though, it was like on Instagram and TikTok, but yeah, I chose that song because I thought it was really creepy, and that was like what I was going for, like creepy covers for October. And it's like, I was meant to be yours, you were meant to be mine, we were meant to be one. But they like already, like she told him she doesn't want to be with him because he's like killing people, you know, if you've seen Heathers. If you haven't, it's so fun. It's really good. I suggest watching it. There's a musical version you can watch, or the movie with Winona Ryder, but also Christian Slater. Take your pick. Meow. Oh, my cat again. Meow. Yeah, I was obsessed with Heathers. I remember watching it, like, it was like Halloween, and so I put it on when I was in college, and my roommate, one of my housemates or whatever, I like to distinguish, like, a roommate is someone who sleeps in the same room as you, and a housemate is someone who's, like, in the same house but has a different room. So, like, a housemate, meow, came by and they're like, "You're watching Heathers again?" And I was like, oh my god. I didn't realize I was watching it that often. But yeah, it was, like, noticeable. Yeah, I had a friend named Heather when I was in, like, first through, like, third grade. And then she kind of, like, her and the other girl that we hung out with, they asked me, like, "Why do you always follow us around?" So I thought we were, like, super close friends. And then, yeah, suddenly it was like, okay. And, like, I don't know. I feel like that was just, like, really traumatizing for me in a way that, like, I didn't understand at the time. But, like, I don't know. I think it made me feel like nobody liked me and everybody, like, was just pretending. And so, like, for the rest of high school, like, that was elementary school, for the rest of school, probably, I didn't trust that, like, any of my friends actually liked me or wanted me around. So it was like, oh, they're just, like, pretending to be nice, but, like, any day they could be like, "Why are you always following us around?" So that probably really affected my, like, development and, like, friendships and, like, relationships. Maybe that's why, that's the reason I'm single. No. Yeah. So yeah, her name was Heather, and so Heathers came out. Speaking of coming out, I saw a photo set of it on Tumblr, and there's one where there's, like, a scene where Veronica she's the main character, and, like, at the end, Christian Slater, she's Winona Ryder, and Christian Slater, there's, like, a whole thing with a bomb, and spoiler alert, he blows himself up, and Veronica's there, and she's, like, standing there and watches it happen, and he's like, "You stand back." She takes a step back, he's like, "A little further," and then she puts a cigarette in her mouth, and then he blows up, and then, yeah, anyway, so she's covered in, like, dust, debris, dirt, whatever. It's really just makeup, actually, to make it look like, no. But yeah, so she goes into the hall, and there's, like, Heather Duke. She's really pretty, and, like, she just has really pale skin. And then Veronica's covered in, like, the dirt, the debris from the bomb and everything. And she, like, kisses her on the cheek and then walks away. And then Heather, like, goes like that, and, like, looks. So I was like, that's what I saw from it, and I thought it was, like, a lesbian rom-com, maybe. And I think there's another scene where she's sitting with Heather. Is it Chandler? Heather Chandler is the one who dies. The only one who dies. Heather Chandler, Heather Duke, Heather McNamara, the blonde one. They're both, like, sitting on the floor of the bathroom, and, like, I think they hold hands or something. Yeah, we're not gonna get into that more. Go watch it if you want. But so yeah, I was going into it thinking it was, like, maybe a lesbian rom-com, and then it's, like, definitely not. Like I said, like, yeah, there's, like, a new kid at school, Christian Slater, and Veronica, Winona Ryder's character, is, like, into him, and they start hanging out. And then Heather Chandler, the main one, as I said, she died. She doesn't just die, like, JD, well, okay, Heather invites Veronica to a college party, and then Veronica doesn't want to put out with the college guy because he's like being an asshole, and she like, yeah, she likes JD now. So she's, anyway, not that she like would have just slept with him before that. She's like not that kind of girl, you know. Anyway, not that that's bad. Heather Chandler gets mad at Veronica, and then she's like, I'm gonna tell the whole school that you're a nerd and you're gonna be out of the popular kids, because the Heathers are the popular kids in school, and Heather's like finally in with them. She's like, you're gonna be nobody, you're gonna be worse than nobody, like you're gonna be dirt, you're gonna be less than dirt. Like when school starts on Monday, and yeah, your reputation is gonna be tanked and all this stuff. And so she's like, Veronica's like, oh, I gotta like go make this up to her. So the next morning, JD comes by Veronica's house that night, and it's like, I think it's weird that in the movie, like, he sneaks into her room, and then in the musical, she sneaks into his room, and he's like, how'd you find my address? Like, why would they change that? I feel like that's very important characterization, that he just like sneaks into her room. But anyway, and then yeah, they go play strip croquet. I almost said crochet. Strip croquet. And they like have sex. And then the next morning they go to like Heather's house to give her, Veronica's there to give her like a hangover remedy, because she knows she's gonna be hungover from the party the night before. And then JD's like joking around like with her, kind of joking like what's a good hangover cure, but like then Veronica wants to like spit in it or something to like, because she doesn't actually want to help her. She wants to like make her suffer a little bit, you know, or like sabotage her in some way. And so JD's like, what if we give her some drain cleaner, you know? And he like pours it into the cup, and it's like bright blue, and Veronica's like, like, are you kidding or are you not? She's like, don't be stupid, like Heather would never drink that anyway, it's like bright blue. Like and then so he puts it in a mug, so you can't tell from the outside. I mean, you can still tell looking down. And then Veronica makes her little it's like milk with orange juice or something, I don't know. She just I think they try to spit in it, and then neither of them can spit, and so they just like go give it to her. And then Heather wakes up and she's like, what, did you like hock a loogie in this? Like, don't be stupid. We would. And there was like a scene where they like both like like trying to spit in it, and they couldn't. So yeah, she's like, I don't want your stupid hangover cure anyway, but you probably like spit in it. And then JD's like, oh, you probably couldn't handle it anyway. And she's like, what? Like, you think you can make me take it by calling me a chicken? And then she takes it. Like, okay. Yeah, and then she does die. She passes out on her like glass table. Glass shatters everywhere. Meow. What's up, little kitty cat? Okay. Ah. All right. Can I help you? Do you want to talk about Heathers? Do you have anything to say to the people about the musical or the movie? He just likes Hadestown. He doesn't care. He's too young. He hasn't been hurt by a Heather the way that I have. So yeah, if you know anyone named Heather who like hurt your feelings, let me know in the comments. No, I'm just kidding. Okay, let's see. What are we at? We're at like 43 minutes. Okay, and I've just started describing the plot of Heathers. So instead of watching this, just go watch Heathers, and I think I'm gonna stop here because I gotta do some color changing anyway. So that will be all from me. I want to finish like these last 4 stitches. Trying to solve. That'll be all from me. Tune back in maybe tomorrow, find out if I finished this and if I've started the bisexual sun, the moon. My first girlfriend turned into the moon. That's rough, buddy. Okay, thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye.